Katy Trail. There we go. Look at this stuff. Sure. 5.5 miles in, I started out on a headwind. Yay. But the trail's good. It's damp in places, but this type of trail dry really quick. So it's not mushy. Just like everybody said. And this is what it's going to look like most of the way. Like and subscribe. I get some decent light. Alright, so get this hair off here. Left Clinton and now in Windsor, and have my tent set up over there because it's only like 17 miles, but had some weather come in. I was here in this is the Katy Rock Junction campground, by the way. Super nice place. Yeah, but I was hearing on the radio tornado warnings, and it was kind of behind me, and you know, not being familiar with the area. Where the hell's the lighting? There we go. Yeah. Once I got here and saw this nice little campground. There's a Casey's right there. It's open 24 hours. Quiet town. Anyway, yeah, I just didn't want to take a chance because that'd been another 20 miles, another 20 miles to my original destination. Like, I'm tired. I mean, getting up at 3:30 in the morning and then driving across Illinois, and then getting a shuttle from St. Charles to Clinton. And that kind of takes a little bit out of you. Yeah, maybe it's age. Anyway, they should. This is 20 bucks to camp here, right? I was a little taken back at first, but the shower house, heat and air conditioning. They provide the towels and washcloths, soap through dispensers. Has a, which that's that building there, all in front of it, where that truck is. That's front of the office, and the fellow that runs it, he lives across the street. The facility is right there at the back, and over there, that building is the garage where your bike can be stored securely. Here's the kicker. He has a Keurig machine in there with plenty of coffee. There's a stove, refrigerator. It's a secure place to park your bike. Not that there's a lot of crime here. They rent cabins. That's a cabin you kind of see just to the left of the garage, that building right there. It's got a couple of those, and then this whole nice green area, fire pits, free firewood if you want to do that. If I was to do it over, I can I can see why this is a popular waypoint starting the Katy Trail, because especially because of the showers. And today it's humid in Missouri today. This is June 3rd, and it wasn't humid when I left Indiana, that's for sure. So still got some dark skies over to the southwest there. I haven't checked the radar. I know I heard somebody was messaging Probably Larry or my brother. I don't know, but so I just want to check in. Yeah, I'm tired. It was kind of a long day to get there, and then I just bonking. Yeah, definitely bonking. Probably should have planned on eating more before leaving St. Charles, or yeah, should have took advantage of the bike shop cafe for sure. Tony's a great guy, by the way. If you ever get a shuttle out of there, yes, if I ever do this again, and if the weather doesn't improve, I probably will do it again. So I want to do this on some nice days, but I am doing it now, and it doesn't promise to be nice. So, all right, more later. Everybody's seen, you know, the conditions of the trail usually, and any other video and all the information stuff. I'm just out here, and this is going to be my experience and what kind of fun and type 2 fun as it seems to be happening. So we'll see. All right, until tomorrow. Well, good morning from Windsor. It rained all night, and I kept woke up like I was getting spritzed with a spray bottle. So it's kind of slacked off now, because like it's 6 o'clock, and I've got little puddles here and there in the tent. It's not condensation, because condensation doesn't spritz you. Started out okay, but everything inside the tent is damp now. Embrace the suck, right? It's not like I haven't been wet before, but trying to lay here, kill some time. What's the radar? Tell you what, this old Hilo 2, yeah, you know, I went with a single wall because you can set it up in the rain without getting inside very wet, like a, you know, double wall, you know, body and fly thing. Whose idea was this anyway? Anyway, gonna change plans, I think. Gotta adapt and overcome, right? All right. Get some breakfast and see what happens. Oh boy. Well, there's that. What am I, 5 miles from Windsor? That's a nice little shelter. Kind of like that. And that was uphill for about a mile. And you can feel it because the trail surface is soft. So it's got a little sponge to it, yeah. And it's like 62 degrees right now. Whoa, too close. Yeah, 5-6 miles an hour. Some hair or something right there. So, it's only like noon, so I got all day. But a little bit of a headwind too. Probably can't hear it with the windscreen on. Up here. And just a whole lot of this. Kind of like to get back into the tree canopy a little bit there. The tree tunnel, was kind of cuts the wind a lot, but tis what it is. Well, that's a fourth one of these. This is the most obstructed. I've had to carry it over one other. Just kind of squeeze around the others, but I'm gonna have to carry it, so pick it up and get it over that right there, I guess. Looks like the thing to do. It's all right, no biggie. Well, that's Sedalia. Of course, I'm here on a train. Everything's closed because I'm here after 5 o'clock. Taking it easy, you know. Had like 5 people pass me, but I think only 4 of those were bike touring. So, see a lot of locals on the trail when you get close into town. I think somebody said that before. And another video. The restrooms are open though. That's nice. And I'm looking for a place to camp with a wet tent. Okay, more later. Okay, back to the Sedalia Katy Trail Depot. Which is over there, right here. Yeah. There's the kiosk, all the information you need. Pieces, stuff like that. Alright, so lighting. So I thought the Sedalia, I guess that's Missouri State Fairgrounds. No, standing water, wide open. They had electrical hookups because they're geared up for RVs, and it's like no. So I was gonna go to this place, Katy Bunkhouse. It's a few miles down the road, so I get down where it's supposed to be. There's nothing. So the next campground is 37 miles away. I could have backtracked 7 miles to a horse and RV campground, but I didn't want to go 7 more miles backwards. So we did the 1.5 miles to a shitty motel that charged me a damage deposit because of my bicycle. And I better get it back. So we'll be on our way as more people roll in. That guy right there. Everybody's been good so far. It's all right. Talk to you later. What a difference a day makes, right? I mean, look at this. This is way better than the last 2 short days. It's what, about 67 degrees out, sunshine. It's awesome. I'm enjoying this. And there's been lots of bridges, but not with the old, you know, spans. So this is the first one. I think I might as well go ahead and do one of these bridges. Everybody else does it. And shot the creek down there. What a great day. It's just, yeah, the other way on the creek's a lot better than that. You can see the little rapido down there. Yeah, pretty cool. Trail's a little faster because it's drier than it was yesterday. And it was my third day on the trail, and I've done just a tick over 50 miles. So I really am not in a hurry, and yesterday was a slog fest. So there's that. The steed. Running those 35mm Continental Ride Tours with the extra protection. Got my Brooks Cambium C17 saddle. No saddle issues at all, and I have not ridden that a whole lot. Run the Microshift Advent 1x9 group set. That's a 40 tooth chain ring in the front, and then 11 to 42 in the back on the cassette. So, and I have been using a lot of the lower gears on that mushy stuff. There's that Advent trailer gunner. There's a lot of weight on the back. It's really only 30 pounds. I'm trying to stay light. Really need to be heavier on the front though. But my tent only weighs it's under 3 pounds. It's like 2 3/4 pounds, all that leaky tent weighs. Sleeping bag weighs just a little less than that. That's come in handy for keeping my phone and this camera. So, of course, you got to have your tool bag in your seat. Oh, down there, you can see how far I've ridden. Well, maybe not. GoPro and good on close up. That's all the hours I spent so far. 6 hours and 40 minutes ride time. Don't need lights. You know, I have them on here, but on this trail there's really no traffic. I have seen gray squirrels, red squirrels, these little blue finches, about one a day so far. I've seen one already today. Little lizards run across the path there, and a couple deer. Had a butterfly pacing with me for I don't know, it was a couple hundred yards. That butterfly just yeah, so far so good. Looking day's looking really nice, and more of this because it's I got a kind of a northeast wind, or a wind that is out of the northeast, and I'm kind of going northeast, so getting in these tunnels like this are kind of nice. A little more downgrades and upgrades than yesterday and the day before, so always a plus. Taking it easy, living the dream. Cool. Guess I might have spoke too soon. This is way more substantial structure than the one I stopped at before. How cool is this? Highway over there. Yeah, buddy. Already met some super nice people. And then some people just aren't interested in conversation, but it is what it is, right? If you know, you know. Well, it's like I feel obligated to get video as everybody else does, so I have to add mine too. We're not gonna stop though. It's one of the only, you know, signal artifacts. I think it actually is the only signal artifact left on the old rail trail here. The rest of it's bridge infrastructure. Depot's been fixed up and all. Kind of cool. Somebody appreciates the trail. Yep. Next time you travel west on I-70, be sure to look for this Katy Trail bridge going over the interstate. Kind of a waypoint, I guess. Moonville and then New Franklin coming up. Well, hello Boonville. Of course, I get here after everything's closed by the time I get to these kind of places, but that's okay. Nice little area here. Park over there. Nice, nice. Yep. On the New Franklin. I'm looking for the Katy roundabout campground. Ooh. There was a bump back there. What? Big Mo at Boonsville, and you can't see anything on the camera. But crossing the bridge, the traffic all of a sudden calmed down a little bit. About 5 o'clock here, so noisy. All right, so actually, that bridge is so cool, but I didn't go out on it because everybody else does, and then I'm going that way. Ooh, it's like 6 in the morning, Thursday. I'm at Katy Roundhouse campground. Nice campground, well maintained, water. Tent sites are only $10 a night, but I gotta go because there's freaking storms coming, and I just soon pack up and get out of here. At least you know, I can sit it out someplace, not lay here in my tent and all my gear get all soaked. So, nice campground, $10 a night. You should come here. Whose idea was this? Well, this would be the Rocheport Tunnel. Cool. Seen Tunnel Hill before, but not. Yeah, this is in better shape, I guess. Yeah, they finished out in rock on this one too. Very cool. Starting to see some bluffs, and it's sprinkling. Boy, I picked the best week to do this, didn't I? Embrace the suck, right? All right, let's go on through there. Oh, jiggly. Woohoo! It's not as echoey as I thought it would be. Kind of dark with sunglasses on too. Much shorter than Tunnel Hill. Which, if you search back on my videos, you would see where my brother and I did the Tunnel Hill Trail. At least out and back, halfway out and then back to Vienna. Now we're coming into Rocheport, I guess. Now I'm hearing that the Turner shelter at Tebbets may or may not be open. It's the second person that said that. So I'm gonna go to Hartsburg and re-roof if I don't get stormed on. I can handle some rain, but storms not so much. Oh, look at there. Huh. I've seen a couple smaller caves. That one's entrance a little bit bigger than a car, and it's like got an upper deck to it. It's like a, you know, duplex or something. There's kind of a hole up in there, but yeah, I mean, you gotta come out and see this stuff for yourself. And I'm not going up there. I'm going that way. I just came from that way. Going that way. Looking at stuff like that. Ain't she a pretty girl? I almost got the camera out in time. She was just kind of leisurely trotting down the trail in front of me, so almost. And there's Big Mo. Okay, so tonight I'm in Hartsburg at Volunteer Park. It's basically free, and it's right next to a playground. It is a playground and a gazebo, and you can there's power, so you can charge stuff up, which I did. A little bite to eat. And just kind of waiting for it to quiet down and get a little darker so I can get some sleep. It rained a little bit today, but nothing crazy. Don't know. Met some cool people, and you know, which I'm pretty good about talking to people. So, a couple from California, they're doing the Katy credit card touring. They parked their RV in Clinton, and they're gonna shuttle back from St. Charles to pick up their RV. And there's a guy going to come out of Oregon. He used to live in Denver, so he rode to Denver, and then he's riding to Maine, and he's done northern tier across America before, so he's dropping down to catch the southern tier, which will take him. He figures he's going to do Tunnel Hill Trail and all that, you know, down that southern Illinois across the southern part. And then up to Maine, along the coast, I guess. And I met a gal that she's from New Jersey, and she's going to the West Coast. And I'll tell you, and I told Larry this in messaging, that both of them were older than me by like 5 or 6 years. Yep. It's some interesting people. And anytime you stop at one of the kiosks, somebody else stops, yeah, strike up a conversation. Talk about trail, life. You know, what do you do for a living? What'd you do? You retired? You know, that kind of stuff. So, yeah. Kind of like motorcycle touring, but way slower. All right. We'll see you tomorrow. That's crazy. Ooh, I wake up. I check the weather because it's like 6 o'clock in the morning and it's foggy and there's major freaking storms coming. There's a guy sitting over there in that old car. He's got one of them fancy barometers over by that pole. And yeah, if you know, you know. So I'm packing up some place to hide for a minute. That's what I want to do first thing in the morning. I haven't had anything to eat, no coffee. Woo! Embrace the suck. Well, that's a good one. Looks like people have been going that way. Well, I can hold the camera and do this at the same time. Find out. Looks like ticks and crap like that. Yep. This is the way. Oh. Limbs and weeds and petals and legs and stinging nettles. Shit. Woo! Okay. That's the first one of those in a couple days. So that happened last night because you see the Park Service, you know, every day I've seen a truck on the trail, so and you know, I mean, either driving down it looking for blowdowns or you know, actually this one guy was actually chainsawing some stuff up off to the side he'd already pulled over. So yeah, well, still hadn't rained. I have my jacket on, my shorts, and there's benches every once in a while, so you know, looking for the next bench so I can have something to lean the bike up against. And get out of this rain jacket. Yeah. Onward. Well, that's a dream come true. I just got the key. Nobody else here. I remember a couple guys scoping out when I got here. Talked to a guy over there. He told me what to do. So, okay. And everybody else has video of this and everything too, so I'm going to grab a bunk and maybe show you around later. We'll see. Am I gonna unlock the door or what? Or beating. No, it's okay, it's unlocked. So I guess I can do that. Alright, cool. It's not even hot in here. Cool. Good. Alright. 20 miles today. Whatever. I'm retired. Do what I want. Alright. Talk to you later.
We might break it down in sections.
Alright. Okay, these are my new friends. We all bunked together last night here at Turner Shelter. And I want you to hear what they're doing, because this is kind of typical, about 50% of the people that are doing this trail. So I'm going to ask them again. I had to stop them. Where are you coming from and where are you going? And we're in the middle of Missouri right now. So I'm going to get this set up for you. What's your names?
I'm Joe.
I'm Cindy.
Okay. And?
We are, like I said, presently in the middle of Missouri. Our trip was initially to ride across the country. Our plan was to start outside our home in Rockville, Maryland, right over the C&O Canal.
Pretend you're not on video. Pretend you're just talking to me just like you just were. It's okay. The camera must be, and I'm not going to cut this. Go ahead.
We're going to ride the C&O Canal, right over the C&O Canal, and head west and see how far we get. Unfortunately, the rains on the East Coast this year were not favorable to getting a start on the C&O Canal. C&O Canal got flooded out, basically closed. So we decided to jump to St. Louis and start there. We started in Alton, Illinois, just across the Mississippi. And we're gonna see how far west we get from there. If we get to the Pacific Ocean in Oregon, we will jump back to Alton and ride east back to the house in Maryland.
Cool. Man, well, just because we're doing the video on this now, what are you, how did you choose the bike you're on? I mean, what made you go with what you got? Yeah, I guess is what I want to say. Because I'm on just a cheap bike that I build up myself. So.
I've done a lot of cycling. It's in the over 30,000 miles. I've ridden bikes since I was 14. I've had multiple speed bikes. I knew I wanted a bike with a lot of gears because there's not much of a jump between gears. So when you get that point where you're pedaling too easily and you want to go harder, but it's too hard, you got the gears in between. So we have Salsa Marrakesh frames, which were built out with triple chain rings on the front and 11-speed rear cassette, which is an 11 to 28. Our low gear ratio is a 0.78. Hydraulic disc brakes on the bikes for handling the stopping power you need, and also they're easier on the hands as opposed to the mechanical ones. They have tubeless racks front and rear. We went with Jones H-loop bars, which give us more of a upright, or call it beach cruiser rides, but the loop portion of the bar gives you a place to put, electronics, accessories, things of that nature.
We got a hub.
Yeah, we have Hunt rims, 32 spoke, wanted at least 32.
Those are carbon?
No,
Not
they
carbon,
are,
they're aluminum?
I think they're aluminum, but
Alloy.
maybe alloy. But the number of spokes, usually touring bikes will carry with the panniers because of the weight, you want higher spoke count. So 32 to 36 is what you try to get for those sorts
That's
of
why I
bikes.
tried to stay around under 30 pounds because I'm running rear wheels.
They have Continental Conti 2s on it. We've debated between the Continental 2s and the Schwabe Marathon Plus for puncture
That's
resistance.
on your bike, right?
No,
With the Schwabes?
No, we both have Continental.
Oh,
same
you got
tires.
them. You got
The bikes are identical.
They're identical.
Okay.
Because the Schwabe
You got
Marathon,
awful quiet.
They're identical.
Don't you dare look at that. That makes people self-conscious. I never talked about it until this morning. So, okay, full-on Ortlieb setups.
full-on Ortlieb panniers, front bags.
Yeah.
We have Garmin 1040 Edge computers.
Which beats my 20-year-old Garmin Tour.
We have we're using adventure cycling maps. It's their coming out of DC. It's the Chicago, New York, Philadelphia route, which is map 1. It's the alternate. Comes then you pick up the Chicago, New York map from Pittsburgh to Zanesville. Then from Zanesville, you got there to Indianapolis with their Map 1, in Indianapolis, you pick up their Eastern Express route, which takes you basically to St. Louis, Kansas City, and up to Walton, Colorado. And there you pick up.
So you're not flying by the seat of your pants at all. You know what your route is every day.
Well, the route is, we're following the routes the maps say, because they're routes that they have on their Adventure Cycling's maps. They give you waypoints, where's the place to sleep, where's the place to get something to eat, where's the restaurant, where are the campgrounds, and they've actually run these routes. Adventure Cycling runs a like supported tour over the same route, so they've traveled this route.
It's kind of like in my truck. I have a Garmin Overlander GPS. That's huge tablet deal. It has iOverlander on it, and that's what they do. Is they tell you specific.
Yeah, and they have electronic versions of these maps. They actually are working. They just started a partnership. I'm not advertising or anybody. I'm not paying anything. With Ride with GPS, where you can bring their maps into Ride with GPS. And
back when I was road biking, Ride GPS was the thing you use.
But the thing I think Ride with GPS also gives you turn by turn, but I kind of like the Garmin setup because I just open the map up and it tells me, okay, here's your distance to your next turn. You got, a mile, and then like 30 seconds where you have to make the turn. It tells you where to make the turn.
It also connects to our radar that we have on the back of the bike, so if we're out on the road,
Oh, the Garmin
it'll
Bio,
catch it
or what are they called?
400.
We got the Garmin VO
VO.
515s. They're radar taillights, which if you're doing any road cycling, my advice is get them.
Yeah.
Because we know when
Right.
somebody's, like she was saying, comes up 430 some feet behind us, and it tells us as they get closer. And if there are multiple vehicles, it shows the multiple vehicles.
Ah.
And it also flashes so the oncoming traffic can, see you.
There's a flash mode, like blip, blip, blip.
When it senses the vehicle.
No,
Oh,
always.
just all the time.
Always.
Okay.
So it helps with
Blinky.
visibility.
I have a blinky, but it all does is
Yeah.
blink. It doesn't tell me there's anything there.
But this has radar and
And when
light.
it'll link with our Edge 1040s, and it shows right up on the screen. And if somebody's coming really fast, usually it's good. It's green, then you get a yellow. But if somebody's coming really fast, it's red lines on the side, so it tells you they're coming fast, which is nice.
So not like some of the folks I've seen, they're traveling across the United States, they've taken their head units off because it's telling them how fast they're going and what their average is, and they don't want to know what that is. They stuck them in their bags. And they're on, but they're in their bag where they can't see them. So they look at them at the end of the day. That's kind of, I guess that's a thing for some people.
Even
It gets in your head.
the garbage, if you don't want to see the average speed, you can actually take that as a blip on your screen.
Yeah.
Wait and change it to something
You
else
can
or remove
change
it.
the
Yeah.
screen.
You just remove it.
Mine's showing calories, which I don't care about. How many calories you burn? Yeah, you burn 40,000 calories in the last 4 days.
We usually ignore all that stuff, but the
Yeah.
good thing about it is the maps that you can get. Joe has spent some time modifying them and then also looking at Google Maps, the satellite view, to see what the neighborhoods look like. How wide are the shoulders on streets, or are there any shoulders, or what's it going to be like if you're riding on that street, or just to be able to recognize this place. What did the building kind of look like? So,
And that's even something with the Ride with GPS. When you have it on your computer, you can also, there's a Google Maps feature, and you can actually go in there to open up on Ride with GPS. But I haven't been able to find that when it's on my cell phone. You get a satellite view, but it's more difficult to get that street view with Ride with GPS. So I still go to Google, which is another, Google Maps is another way to see what else is around the area.
Yeah, I use Google Maps to, if I'm looking the next town and then zoom in and see what restaurants and gas stations, what's around, which mostly there's not a whole lot down here.
I think that's why we all ended up here at this location.
Okay.
Plus,
I'll get you guys off the video. What? Go ahead.
sometimes when other folks make videos, you can get an idea of how the trail is, but nowhere did we see anything that told us about how the tires and the Katy trail material, the tread,
and it changes
with the rain, had made it really tough. So our aspiration to do 30 miles a day quickly turned into, gee, we would really like to be done at 17.
Yes, or less than 30, yeah.
Yeah, and it got tough to even keep it going at 5 miles an hour.
What I was saying, because the rolling resistance changes.
Yeah, the rolling resistance made a big
depending on how wet
difference.
it is, how dry it is, the different materials in the
But when you get back
gravel.
on pavement after riding this, boy, does it seem easy.
Yeah,
It's easy.
Yeah,
Okay,
so,
even uphill.
yeah, so I realized like tires weren't flat or anything when we went out to, there was a tree down, so we went out on the highway 94, and everybody's going 60 miles an hour, and I'm deciding I want to off of here as quickly as I can to get back on the Katy trail. So we're like going 15 miles an hour.
This trail will spoil the traffic, that's for sure.
Yeah.
I didn't want to get out in that little short run I had to make this detour down there. But you guys you're coming to that, but
Yeah.
yeah, because you guys are going east.
We're going
I mean, you're
west.
going west, and I'm going east. So, pass the strangers in the night. All right, thanks, guys.
Thanks.
No trip down to Katy is complete without that. Yes, Standing Rock. It's supposed to show signs of all the floods and stuff, but from here I can't tell anything. But yep, I made it this far. Pretty cool. I've seen one other person local because he didn't have anything but a water bottle, and then of course Joe and Cindy from the Turner shelter. We bunked together last night. Awesome people, you guys rock, love you guys. Yeah, so trying to make my way to let's see, I haven't decided yet. I got some ideas, but I don't know. We'll see. What was that? Come on, ride her up. Like a hobo. I can't see that on video, but the training. I'm in McKittrick. Yeah, I've tried to feed here best I can. I'm not riding super fast or nothing, you know. But it was a little better today. The hard pack was faster, and like a little wind, tailwind, so that helped. So my average mile per hour was up a little bit, but not much. I'm not trying that hard. And oh, it's blowing on this side, so I'm just kind of hiding out for. It's a small cell, so maybe it'll pass fairly quick. So we'll see. Oh, there's the wind. Jeez, get out of the way here. I'm gonna find some place to hide. All right. If I don't die, I'll let you know. Oh, you can't even see me. Oh no. Oh, that's better. I know you need to look at that. Yeah, just a reminder, at McKittrick, there's no water. In the pit toilet, no water. But on the west side of the bridge that goes into Herman, there's a splinter trail that goes over Well, it didn't go over anywhere. You take the Splinter Trail, and it's like half mile. I don't even know if it's that, and get a market and a marathon, and you can get your goodies there. Other than that, it is, well, there's a bar or two, but between Marthasville and Turner's Shelter, make sure you got snacks and water. And by the way, after I left McKittrick, you see I'm wearing a raincoat. I had just taken, I put it on because it was still dripping out of the trees, and I took it off, and less than 100 yards it cut loose again. So I pulled under a tree, and at least got my rain jacket on. I'm not, I got my rain cover for my panniers is buried, my rain pants are buried, my booties are buried. So yeah, embrace it. The rain's cold, but yeah, bearable. So, and it stopped raining finally. Look. Big Mo. Woo. There's the trusty steed. Oh, somebody's Dr. Pepper. Yeah. Okay. Ooh. There. All right, Marthasville. Long day yesterday. 53 miles it says on the chart. I think it was more than that. Got into, see the ball field back there. Got in about 9:30 their time, and thought it was a little late to be calling for the get the restrooms unlocked and pay the $5, but there's already a guy and his son here. They're on from St. Louis to Kansas City. They're going. I'll get something right down there. Stuff's over there. So the restrooms and showers were unlocked. First shower in a few days. Felt good. Better than the body wipes. So yeah, finish my coffee and get something to eat. Hello, how are you? Well, we won't do for that content, right? I know you wanted to see that ride by. Whee! It's over. I'm done. Stopping now because I'm in St. Charles, and the bike's in the back of the vehicle. There's Bike Shop Cafe over there where I started in the shuttle, and oh my gosh, it's not hard, but it's not easy. The weather was a factor. It changes the trail surface, which makes it fast or slow, you know. So I mean, if you're inclined for such things and never done it, do it. I mean, you can do pieces of it. Go to Herman, go to Boonville. Those are nice little towns. All right, well, I'm packed up. It's like 5:45 my time. Take me about 3 hours to get home. I'm hungry. All right, see ya.